How do our passions drive us? I remember the first time I fell in love with a car. My friend had introduced me to Forza Horizon 4 just after we'd spent the night trying to drift my Honda Element in a school parking lot after a big snowstorm. What I once thought was just a means of transportation, a big complex hunk of metal just waiting for the next time it would be taken to the grocery store or used for commuting, became a living, breathing machine. Little did I know that it would later consume countless hours of my time, thousands of my hard-earned dollars, and create a community in my life I never thought possible. Our passions can often drive what we do and the ways we behave, not only when we're engaging them, but also and sometimes especially outside of them. Think about the last time you ignored your homework or took the day off to go do your favorite thing. I want to explore how our hobbies might take over some aspects of our lives and even become obsessive and damaging by using my hobby of cars and the concepts of obsessive passion and harmonious passion as a testament to how big of a role and potential detriment our passions can be in our lives. To better understand how our passions influence our behaviors, psychologists have created a framework to determine the types of passions and their effect on well-being. We'll start with harmonious passion. Harmonious passion is often the reason we begin said hobbies in the first place. It's what makes us feel good and creates a feeling of accomplishment and motivates us to further our journey in our passion. Obsessive passion, on the other hand, is when these hobbies become problematic, often taking over and bleeding into other aspects of our lives like work, school, relationships, and can even change the way we view other activities and the joy we might experience from those things. Our passions can act as a double-edged sword and be the first thing that fuels us, keeps us entertained and motivated, or it can just as easily be the thing that harms us, hurts our relationships, and can make us lose sight of what we enjoyed to begin with. Cars have played a significant role in my life and very quickly became more than just another hobby to me. I've spent hundreds of hours driving with friends, working on cars, attending car shows, researching and even recording my cars. It has been my passion and my life for the last 5 years, and it has absolutely served in my life as both a harmonious and an obsessive passion. To start with the obsessive portion of things, I want to cover what my love for cars has devolved into with my friends over the years. When I first discovered my love for cars, it came from a sense of freedom and curiosity and a way to express my interests. I would eventually introduce my love of cars to my friends and convince them to buy their own project cars in what would eventually turn into a grudge match. Our love for cars had started as a wholehearted passion we had shared with each other, but slowly, over time, had turned into who could build the faster, better, or more desirable car. This, in many ways, has influenced the decisions I've made in the past. It has caused me to buy car parts that I had no way of affording, it's caused me to sell cars that I didn't want to let go of, and worse, it has caused jealousy and sometimes even resentment between my friends and I. The obsession of this hobby, the pursuit of something impure and something that my passion was never about in the first place, caused me to struggle financially, in my relationships, and personally. However, it isn't all bad. Cars have been a massive source of joy for me and my friends thus far. It has allowed me to spend far more time with my friends than I otherwise would have. It gives me something to work towards, learn about, and has been a great way to spend my time. Obviously, our passions can be both great for us and harmful. So the question now becomes, what can we do to ensure that we stay on the good side of our hobbies? One important step is that we understand when we're putting too much time into an activity. The very definition of obsessed is preoccupy or fill the mind of someone continually, intrusively, and to a troubling extent. Our passions can very easily take over our lives in many ways, taking us away from responsibilities, relationships, and other self-care activities. This will eventually cause you to fall away and become weak in other core areas of your life. I've spent many hours, skipped countless meals, and missed out on plenty of time between my family and friends, all in the pursuit of fixing or modifying a car before and felt terrible after. All of this to say that when our passions are not kept in check, they can be very detrimental and even cause more negative emotions in our lives compared to positive ones. Ways that this can be mitigated are by recognizing when we spend too much time engaging in our passions, setting boundaries and limits for ourselves, and ensuring that we are controlling our passions and that our passions are not controlling us. This is how we keep our passions harmonious. Our passions can be very good things for us if we are able to pursue them in our own free time, and only when we are not allowing them to take over other aspects of our lives. As I had mentioned previously, for a while, my passion for building cars was turning into an obsessive one. I was spending money on parts I couldn't afford, I was spending too much time looking into and researching my car and other cars. I became stuck in a loop of endless dissatisfaction that only walking away and returning later could fix. However, now, on the other side of things, I'm rediscovering what started my passion to begin with and how I can keep it healthy, and looking back at the damage, I finally understand how out of hand things can get and how dangerous our passions can become if left unchecked. Passion, when kept harmonious, can be one of the most driving, motivating, and peaceful parts of our lives, often allowing us to spend time with ourselves and grow in the interests that we pursue every day. But it just as easily can become one of the most destructive parts of our lives as well. It is up to us to take these steps to keep our passions healthy, in check, and harmonious, so that we can continue to fill our lives with the good things that we all love.